All right, all right. It must be in the title. I should have put it in the title. Well, you see it right here. We're gonna talk about the medical symbol. We're gonna break down the medical symbol. I'm gonna show you that they are using our ancient symbols to lie to us, trick us, and mislead us. And they have hijacked the symbols and been showing them to us this whole time, and we don't even really know it. Start off with this medical symbol. We'll start here today. And I first got introduced to this medical symbol when I was about 3 or 4 years old. My mom was an EMT, and I used to see this symbol on her jacket. And what caught my attention was the snakes. These two snakes. I knew what she did. I knew, you know what I'm saying? She helped people out. People hurt, needed medicine. She helped them out. Nothing about this symbol says that, snakes should be something that's on the symbol. To me, snakes has always been they've always been a warning sign, danger, stay away, venomous, poisonous. So the snakes never really made any sense to me. I looked at the symbol though, and I tried to understand what these different pieces of this symbol meant. And from the very beginning, I could see that the wings here, see how they're centered and balanced on this pole, up and down. I could see they were centered and balanced. And the pole in the center. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw this pole and was thinking about it, I was like, it must mean the North Pole because it's in the center, right? It's in the center of our world, the way they do it. And then I thought about it. I was like, we're tilted, though. They say we're tilted. So the pole really doesn't represent that because we're tilted. You see what I'm saying? It's not really centered and balanced. I didn't see any other reason for this pole than it being centered and balanced, and the fact that our North Pole is tilted in the model that they give us, like it didn't really make sense to me. See, I understood that this was, I had asked my mom and she explained it to me, and like I understood this was the medical symbol. It stood for balance within the body. Homeostasis, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Homeostasis, balance within the body. So I'm looking at the symbol. I'm trying to see the balance that this symbol is making. Just basic stuff. You know what I mean? So when you get to the snakes, when I got to the snakes, I could see that the snakes were basically keeping the pole balanced and centered, holding the wings balanced and centered. I could see that. It made perfect sense because we talk about homeostasis. We talking about balance within the body. So that made perfect sense. I just didn't understand why it was snakes. You could have used any other animal. Snakes does not represent like healing to me, like help, like nurturing or care or anything like that. Even I think snakes leave their eggs and just let them hatch and let them crawl out and do whatever. And it just didn't make sense to me. So the way I saw it, you could have used any other animal to put around this staff to do this, to create this, but you use snakes. And it confused me. Like you could literally have drawn lines around this pole, and I would have understood that was balancing and centering this pole. Okay. And this was like early on, me just spitballing. I mean, I was really a child, man. No more than like, at this point, probably like 5 years old, looking at this medical symbol. And that's as far as I had gotten, man. As far as like figuring out, 4 or 5 years old, like That's as far as I gotten with it. It's real simple. And see, when I started understanding the knowledge that the ancestors left for us, it's based on all these symbols, and they made the symbols simple enough so that a child could understand it. It's that simple. They didn't make it hard for you to understand. It's that simple. They wouldn't write a book that confused the hell out of you so you could just try to spend your life trying to understand it. You see what I'm going with this? Like, they made it simple. They gave you symbols. Before there was written language, there were symbols. We communicated with symbols. And if you used a symbol, anybody around the world knew what the symbol was. And we communicated with these symbols around the world. If you have a picture of a brain right now, and you don't know Mandarin, and you go over to China, and you need to go to a hospital, if you walk around and you point to the picture with the brain, somebody gonna eventually point you to the hospital. They may not get it right away, like, especially in our society today, we don't take hints too well, but like, somebody is eventually gonna point you on the way to the hospital. You let them know, look, brain and your head, and you tell them, look, my head hurt. You explain to my head hurt, like you're gonna eventually get pointed to some medical professional or something. Somebody's gonna try to figure out some type of way to point you in the right direction. And it's all gonna be based on you just using the symbol because you don't know the language. You see what I'm saying? So symbols would have translated everywhere. We would have used these, we would have understood these symbols. They would have looked a little different. It's like this. We all know the alphabet, right? So everybody writes an A, and everybody's gonna write it different. Everybody's gonna write that A different, except when everybody writes that A. Some people handwrite. I know it's hard to see it. I get you. Yeah, chicken scratch, whatever, man. But that was me for a minute. Yeah, I try to straighten it up. But yeah, chicken scratch. Anyway, when they write the word bead, B-E-A-D, when they write that word out, you gonna see that, okay, that's a B, that's a E, that's a A. It ain't gonna be the same way you write it. You gonna understand what it is. And everybody here is gonna write that same word. They gonna write it just a little bit different. It's a symbol. That's what it is. It's a symbol. And we all writing them, and they all a little different. And that's what they did with these symbols. They used them, and they took them, and they used them against us. They're using them against us. We don't know what they are. This symbol's been around for a long time. But one of the things I noticed early about this symbol, though, is that it looks like, and let me back and go to this. It looks like this symbol. It reminded me of this symbol. Same basic thing. This cross. And when you look at the cross, you got to understand that the cross is really a box unfolded. It's a box. It's a cube unfolded. And I just want you to keep that in mind. That cross is a cube unfolded. We'll go back to that. But back to this medical symbol. The thing with the medical symbol is this ball. This ball at the top, it sort of confused me. And even back then, I know what it looked like. Let me show you another picture so you can maybe see what I'm saying better. Go to this one. See, I like that other picture because it had the snakes. It's different colors. So I wanted to point that out. The whole balance thing with the snakes, this is yin yang. You see what I'm saying? positive and negative. This is still balanced. They're showing you that with this picture right there, with that diagram there. But let's go back to this one. See if I can get this one centered right. Get a good look at it. All right. I'm doing too much. I got you. All right. But I want you to get a good look at this ball sitting on top. To me, that was a Santa Claus ball. The Santa Claus fuzz ball. I was also at a time I was just learning Santa Claus was not real. Like, I was testing out my theory. We'll get to that at a moment later time, man. I got a whole thing with Santa Claus. I don't like that dude. I used to love Christmas. I don't like Santa Claus, though. But that right there, that's a Santa Claus fuzzball. And that Santa Claus fuzzball, that is also, it has to do with the Baphomet, your crown chakra. I found that out later. Anyway, though, let's get back to this medical symbol. It was later on, just being in school, learning in school, we started learning about ancient Egypt, what they called ancient Egypt, and I saw the mother goddess. They didn't call her the mother goddess at the time. I think they were calling her Isis. You have those teachers that like teach you a little bit extra than the curriculum is actually showing you. They want to show, look at this here, right? This is part of their mythology and this, that, and the third, man. Like, I had a lot of those teachers growing up, going to school and whatnot. So, and when I saw my aunt, Isis, the first picture I saw, like the first version of her, is her with the wings. Her arms spread out. She got wings. And this picture I saw, I swear the scales were in her hand. But now I look forward, and the scale is behind her. But like, she's the first representative. She's the first representation of Lady Justice. Yeah, that was my aunt. And I need to, you know what? Let me see if I can find that real quick and show you what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it. There you go. My goddess. We're going to go to images. And there you go. Here we go. Let me see if I can. This is what I'm talking about, her right here. And this is the mother goddess. And you're just going to have to get used to seeing these pictures right here, these images right here, because they translate into these symbols that we use. And notice her hands, her positioning of the hands. And think about some of these symbols, some of these logos out here these companies use. Yeah, this shit runs deep. If I can find the one with the scale, it's really what I want to show you. There's a lot of images with just her hands. I'm not going to look too much. We're going to continue on. But you pretty much get the drift. This is her right here. This is her right here. Oh, stop playing with me. See if I can go to this. All right, technical difficulties. We'll have to work with them. We'll do what we can with them. But this is what I'm saying. Her arms with the wings spread out. This is her. The scales behind her. I have to come back and pick that up for you. But let me get right back to what I was talking about. That's what the wings are. Those are my aunt, Lady Justice. Now, what is Lady Justice doing? She's got the scales. She's balancing. It's good and evil. It's right and wrong. good and evil or whatever you want to call it. She's balancing the scale, so that adds into the whole balance, the homeostasis of what I was saying. And now it was years later. Let me turn this off, man. It was years later. I got a homeboy. Yeah, I got a homeboy, and he was showing me that first Hidden Colors video, the very first one. And like over the years, I thought I knew some stuff, and the more like I go to Black History Club, and then took African American Studies in college. Like I learned I didn't know as much as I thought I knew. He comes out with this showing me this Hidden Colors video, and I watch it, and I'm like, man, look, see, this is why I don't mess with these dudes too much, man, because they go too far with some of the stuff they saying, man. Like, I don't really rock with everything they saying, man. Like, I get some of the stuff, but like, nah, some of the stuff y'all, I'm not really rocking with that stuff, man. And I thought about it, I was like, you know what? They made a whole movie about this shit. It's a documentary, man. Like, it seemed like some pretty decently intelligent brothers on this video, man. Like, maybe you should look it up just to see, like, know for yourself anyway, right? So I go look it up, and you know what I found out? Motherfucker was right. They was right. They was right. I was like, I didn't want to agree with them, but I was like, damn, they right. It is that bad. It is this shit. I was like, damn. So it must have been like, he hit me off with like volume 2, 3, and 4 at one point. And one thing in particular he was talking about, because I had always suspected this, the word nigga. When they teach you in school, they say it came from the Spanish. It's a play on Negro or Negro. And to me, that's like the first dead giveaway of the word. Like, y'all didn't even change the spelling of the word, man. Like, Negro in Spanish means black. And you just start calling us Negro. And then you called us black. Like, this is a whole little game y'all playing with us, right? Anyway, like, they're saying this is coming from the Spanish, right? Like, it's a slang term or something, like they adopted or whatever. The thing about the word nigga, this is the thing about the word nigga, it's a double G. And that's a dead giveaway. That's a dead giveaway of straight English. I think English is the only language that uses a double G. It might be one other out there, but English uses the double G. If you look at most of these other languages, like, we're not even gonna talk about Mandarin, like these other Asian, like they symbols. They're like straight up symbols. You see they symbols. But yeah, English is the only language that uses the double G. So when I think it was like the second video, they were talking about how the word nigga really come from the word naga in niggas in nagas. And it had been used and turned around and said in like a slang. It's all based on the dialect of the language, the dialect and pronunciation of the sounds of that language. So the way it was explained, it was like the people, the niggas, the niggas, Negus, Negas, Nenaga, Nejas. All those different ways of spelling, and like that's just a few of them. That's like some of the earlier ways of spelling it. Negus, Negus. I believe that was a title, as long as well as naming like feminine, naming a woman. It would be like a feminine way of saying Negas, Negas. You see what I'm saying? So, and I was like, man, some of this stuff they saying ain't right. And I was like, man, after I watched the video, I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, these dudes, they just be going too far. I can't believe it, man. They just be saying the wildest, craziest shit. This shit's outlandish, right? I was like, you know what? After about 2 days of thinking that shit was on my mind, I don't know why it was, but it was on my mind hard. I was like, but you know that double G, that's English. You know the story they telling ain't quite right. All they did was change the pronunciation. Like, you something suspect here. Like, what if they right? What if they right? So I started looking into it, man. Like, and at this point, I'm using the internet. And I'm looking to see back then, like, when you search the internet, like, you off gate got 10,000 search results. Come on, man. I used to go through at least like 2,000 when I did my searches. You got like 10. After about 1K, you sort of start leading off what you actually searching up. It's like just random words, and they start becoming them random words or random things now. After about 1,500, you not even on the subject no more. After 2K, you really just like random words and books, anything popped up that was in your search. This is back then. The search was wide open. You could search so much stuff. It's not like it is now where it's like you ask something, you get too specific on certain things, it'll be like, no, this is not that. This is what it is. It's like telling you, like, instead of giving you the answer that you want, it's telling you the answer that it wants you to have. It's real weird like that. But I started looking this stuff up, man. And you know what I found out? I found out a lot about the Nagas and their way of living, niggas, and how they spread, how the whole system, culture, I guess, sort of spread out of Africa. The thing is, it's just one form. It was like everybody lived by a certain way of life. So where they traveled, there was no war, there was no conflict. What happened was they mixed with a bunch of different people that was there, and sometimes people went with them and sometimes people stayed. They married, they had children. They might even form their own little different group and call it something like that. It'll be Nega, Niga. You know what I mean? It'll be Ninji. You know what I'm saying? It was so many variations to the word. And what I'm saying is, even in this place we call America, this northern landmass, the indigenous people here were called the Niji. I think that's Niiji. There's so many variations to the word. The country Niger, it's all built on that same two vowels, N and a G, and different them two consonants, N and G, and different vowels in between. It's all pretty much based on that. They do the same thing with Jesus and the devil and Allah and these other deities, man. Buddha. Yeah, it's the consonants and the vowels, the combination of how you put them together. But what I'm saying is, what I come to find out is, these dudes was right. This is what they started doing. Like, nobody was called, and I found this out already. I already knew this. Like, before, like, the reason they stop at about 1200 AD when you doing history class is because before that, people are not described as black and white. Like, that was like sort of the beginning, and there's very few cases back then where people were actually described as black and white. Now, a dark-skinned person, yeah, you might call them Negro because you describing them. They're black, they're dark-skinned. There are people as black as, man, look, as black as this microphone right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew a dude, we called him Blue, man, because he was so black, he was blue. But I'm saying, like, people have that skin tone, like they're so dark, it's like shiny or whatnot. So yeah, people use that language. They did call, but it wasn't in some racial term back then. It was a way of describing people, and there was no such thing as white people back then. Wasn't no such thing. That's a brand new term, and that's another thing people gotta understand. This whole black and white thing, they use this. The whole thing is divide and conquer. And at the very core of divide and conquer is black and white. And from that, everything else spread out. All this other stuff spread out. But let me get back to this medical symbol. I almost forgot where I was going with that. I was talking about the Naga, right? So I come to find out, like, in America, like, that's what ended up happening. They started using that term against us as instead of it being, see, that was a term everybody was proud of. That's who we were. You understand what I'm saying? Once we started losing knowledge of who we are, they started using that term as a term, like a detrimental term, like a bad word against us. Started calling us niggas. Instead of niggas, like they say, we were the niggas. We was kings. Yeah, good. That's also, like I said, niggas was a title. It's an Ethiopian title. It's a title of Ethiopians. It's some of the first people, but not some of the first people. Some of the earliest settlers or colonizers, should I say. As I've come to learn, like, the more you learn about this stuff, like, even the Ethiopians are not exactly going back. I don't think they are exactly who we think they are. I don't think they are. Or at least what a lot of people think they are. And this term Nagas, it was a term of pride amongst us. And this is what they were saying in the documentary. And somewhere around the time of slavery, they started using this word 1500s as a term, as a detrimental term, as something bad. Like, you niggas, making fun of you, like, you niggas over there, and they just sort of turned it over with the slang, the way they talk. You understand what I'm saying? Because the reason the word started getting spelled and pronounced different ways across the world is due to pronunciation and dialect. You see what I'm saying? People said the word. So if you went to a different country, when they said niggas, they might have said more like niggas or niggas. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying it niggas. You know what I'm saying? Or niggas. Or niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's just the different terminology, and it sort of got changed over during the different dialect. Now, here's the thing, and this is just my theory. We didn't use words. I don't think we used words to communicate, not the way we use them now. I think it was more like sounds, variation of vibrations, if you will. More feeling and emotional thing. But that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that later too. It's talking about the energy you have, your aura, all that other stuff. But the thing about the Nagas, Naga in particular, it's all variations of the word Naga. And what Naga means is serpent wisdom or serpent knowledge. And what exactly is that? All right. If you think about a snake, when it moves in a back and forth, winding side motion, right? The whole time it's doing this back and forth, side to side thing, the thing is going straight ahead. It's going right where it needs to be. The head goes right where it needs to be, and the rest of the body is moving, making this wave to move it along the ground to get where it's going. And in the process of doing so, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a wave or a vibration. And that's what this whole place is. So the balance is about how the snake is able to move from side to side, left and right, yet constantly move forward. How you need the right wing and left wing on a bird in order for it to fly straight. You see what I'm saying? You got to have both sides. So the snake moves from left to right, creating that balance. And it's a vibration. It's a sine wave. It's a sound wave. If you look at an EK, what is it? The heart machine that listens to your heart pump, boom, 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 boom. It's a sound wave. It's a vibration. If you look at music, if you see sound on some device that will show you the vibration, like that's what you see. You see this wave going back and forth. This is mathematics. This is what this place is. So that's what the snakes mean. And it didn't dawn on me, not at all, until probably about 2017. I was watching Bro Sanchez, and at the time, I did not know that Naga meant balance. That's what that actually meant. The whole thing, the serpent wisdom, the serpent worship, I did not know. Maybe that was something that I missed, but I didn't get that was balance. And when he brought that out, he pulled out the medical symbol, I was like, oh man, it's right there. This thing I've been looking at since I was like 3-4 years old, and finally it's decoded. But wait, that wasn't it. That wasn't even the real killer on it. See, I done known for a long time NASA was lying about going to the moon. I done had the pictures myself, man. I threw the motherfuckers away when I was like 27, man, 28, man. Ain't nobody ever listened to me, man, so I just threw them away. Don't even matter, though. What I come to find out is the people that it matters to, the pictures don't even matter. Like, they've done the research already. The people that the people that the pictures don't matter to, it wouldn't have mattered to anyway. You can have all the evidence that you want, and it doesn't matter. This thing is a religion. They believe more than anything else. And at this point, anything you show them that it does not coincide with their reality or what they think should be or fit inside the box, that's a whole nother thing. The box we create for each other. Well, I'm gonna get into that too. But if you show them something like that, it doesn't matter, man. It's like they're a horse with blinders on. They don't see that shit. It's full speed ahead to the same thing. I've always been told, everything I've always known. We ain't switching up. We ain't changing. That's what it be. And it's so crazy, man. But this the real kicker right here. And let me get back to it. It's the pole in the middle. Remember I said like the pole didn't make sense because the earth is tilted. See, I started listening to Bro Sanchez, and he started talking about this ancient cosmology and whatnot. Now, I'd heard this before with Bobby Hemmett and Dr. Delbert Blair. I just was not at a place where I understood any of what they were saying. It sounded like some magical stuff. It sounded like y'all was talking some hoodoo, voodoo. Y'all was trying to make some stuff up. I was not with it. But I don't know, like when I first started listening to Bro Sanchez, it was like he was asking the same questions I was and coming up with the same answers. Like, so when he got to breaking down this symbol, the way he did it, man, like he got to explaining this ball right here. This pole right here. And he was saying, this is the North Pole. And I was like, I knew it was North Pole, but it's tilted. And he was like, no. Yeah, it's the North Pole. Yeah. And they say the earth is tilted, except in ancient cosmology, the North Pole is not tilted. See, this is when you get into, where we at? This is where you get into a flat earth. The Mercator map. Hold up, this is not what I want. Let me see what I'm looking for. No, I did not pull it up. I don't. All right, we'll go here though. This is the Mercator map. Uh, First images are the first ever map of the North Pole. Hold up, man. Let me see what I'm looking for. And this is what I need right here. Right. This is the North Pole. See if I can find what I'm looking for. That's all right. That's all right. We can work with this right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is a azimuth equidistical map. This is the map for the UN. I could have done a better job if I went ahead and pulled up the map for the UN, but this is it. And see right in here, this is the North Pole. See in this map, see all these lines like a spider web, a flat plane enclosed in a web or a net, like a fisherman's net, like you fishing for something, like Jesus fishing. Yeah. See where I'm going with this? This is this map right here, and these are the ley lines. They say latitude, longitude, electromagnetic energy lines. And where these lines converge at, there is a lot of electromagnetic force, a lot of electromagnetic energy. But here in the center is where the most of it is concentrated. That's why all your compasses will always point to the north. And I don't care where you are in this space out here, your compass is always going to point to the north. You can be way over here, it's going to point to the north. Now, likewise, this is south. Anywhere you are out here, this is always south. See that ring? See that ring of ice? This is always south wherever you go out there. So that North Pole, that pole they have on the medical symbol will be right here in the middle, this North Pole. And like even coming up in school, man, taking classes, I had several teachers that would pull out this map right here. Why? Because they said this is the map that is closest to the actual size and shape of all of these continents. The maps we have are not right. The globe is not right. Yeah, I got told back then, I had a globe at the crib. Look at the bottom of the globe. It's for educational purposes only. Why? Because the sizes ain't right. Everybody knows the size of Africa ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You at least know that. But yeah, that's the North Pole right there. See, in this map, the North Pole would be centered and balanced. Straight up centered and balanced right there. So that would make perfect sense when you coming back to this medical symbol. You see what I'm saying? That would make perfect sense. So now you got the wings. You got the wings that is Lady Justice. That is Ma'at, Lady Justice, the First Lady Justice, balancing everything. The wings is balanced on the North Pole, which is centered and balanced in the ancient cosmology. I haven't really bust that out yet, but in the ancient cosmology of this place, the North Pole is centered. The Earth is flat. They have a flat Earth concept. They have not always thought the Earth is round, according to what they're trying to pump out now. Everybody learned this back in school, man. Everybody learned this back in school, that they used to think that the Earth was flat and was going to fall off the edge. Everybody learned this stuff, man. Come on. But you got these the North Pole, which is centered and balanced. Now you got the Nagas, the snakes here, which is centering and balancing the pole. And the word Naga in itself means basically balance. You see what I'm saying? The whole symbol means balance. And this is how they're using the ancient symbols. And like, even at a young age, I'm looking at these snakes trying to figure this out. And I used to ask people all the time, what do these snakes mean? What do these snakes mean? And the definition, the reason they give you, like, look, let me show you what they say right here. Caduceus, a symbol of a short staff intertwined with two serpents, sometimes surmounted by wings, while the rod of a species is with a single snake, opposed to the rod of a species with a single snake. Yes. What does that mean though? You see what I'm saying? Yes, the caduceus. But what does it mean? Why you got snakes? What do the snakes mean? You telling me, you giving me another symbol, and you're not telling me what the snakes mean. Now, when I look for the caduceus, you know what you can find? Like, you know what? I did not look for the caduceus with this, but I know that this is the caduceus right here. This the caduceus. They're right there. That thing right there in the middle. That's the caduceus. Right there. You see that little ball right there in the middle on top? Yeah. And you see how they have this one snake a little darker than this other snake, sort of representing the yin-yang concept I was talking about? And take close, pay close attention to this ball on top right here. This is real important right here, because this is the Baphomet, and this represents, right, this ball right here represents his crown chakra. His crown chakra right there, because we're going to get to the ball on the medical symbol in a minute. We're going to get to the ball in a minute. But I wanted to show you that caduceus. That's what that is. Now, this ball on top. So we got the whole thing broke down. The wings, the pole, the snakes. I think I done explained all of it. I don't think I'm missing anything right here just yet. Now we get to the ball on top. Like I said, I thought this was a Santa Claus. This is what it would remind me of, because that's all I could think of at the time. And really, what this is this is the Santa Claus ball. This is also that crown chakra for the Baphomet. It's the same thing. I know it looks a little different. It's the same thing. First, let me show you the Santa Claus hat. And I wanted to show you this Mickey Mouse one, but that might be a little bit too deep, because I'm going to be talking about the sun and the moon on that one. And y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for the sun and moon talk yet. But we'll go back to this one right here. This is what I'm talking about, the Santa Claus hat. See the fuzz ball on top? The fuzz ball on top, that triangle, and you got this white rim around it right here. See, this is flat earth. This is flat earth cosmology again. They're showing it to you. The same thing with the map. If you see it like that's from the side, this is the map from the top. The white fuzz ball right there in the middle, and they got the white ring for your hat. See what I'm saying? They hide this shit right in front of our face. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. Same damn thing. And this little ball in the middle, man. Like, y'all be killing me, man. So you see that, and you see this ball of fire right here, this fuzz ball. Really, you look at it, it look like a little fuzz ball on the top of the Baphomet head. That's what that is. If you rearrange the letters in Santa, it's Satan. I can go in deeper than that, but we just gonna touch on it a little bit. Saint Nick, that's another name for the devil. Saint Nicholas, yeah, that's the devil. They even had a movie with Adam Sandler, called him Little Nicky. Why? He little devil. He Little Nicky. The devil got a lot of names. Patty, Saint Patrick, yeah. He got a lot of names. Why? Because a lot of people was the devil at one point. A lot of people was the devil. That's why. And right here, this little ball, that's one of those little symbols they use to personify this Baphomet, or let's just say an I want to say unholy force, but it's not really unholy. It's definitely just not a good force. Like these words, unholy, evil, like they're not exactly what we think they are. Evil exists, good exists, the whole nine. Except when you use words like black magic and things like that, voodoo, it takes on the wrong concept because literally our whole world has been flipped backwards. And I can get into further that and explain that, but like everything you know is upside down. Like our letters, there are a bunch of symbols, the numbers. There's only 10 digits. There's only 10 digits. 0 to 9. That's it. The rest of them is the whole concept of that is made up. I can get further into that, but we're gonna stick on this. Medical symbol right now. So that Santa Claus ball, that's what's on top. That's capping it off. Now, if you look at this medical symbol and like you draw lines, imagine lines drawn from the end of the wing right here all the way to the top, and into this wing, from the top all to this wing, and then from this wing all the way down to the bottom. And from this wing all the way down to the bottom. I need paint, but you see what I'm saying. It becomes a little diamond, right? If you draw it all the way up, make a point, and all the way down, it becomes like a diamond. It's diamond shape. Except even in this symbol, you have a cutoff. You had this cutoff. It's like the top of it's really capped off. Now the top is this Santa Claus fuzzball. It's like sort of capping the top because it is the tip top. It's the top of this symbol right here. It's what's on top. You see what I'm saying? So the Baphomet ball, the crown chakra, that's what tops the symbol off. You see what I mean? This thing is really a diamond. And when you cut it here from this end to this end on the wings, then you end up with that pyramid on top. And this is what I mean. You would end up with just a pyramid. Just a square on top. And at the bottom, you would have like I'm all the way down here because I got the diagram down here somewhere. Where is it? All right, this one right here, this will do. See how like they started out showing you like there are a lot of tunnel systems under the pyramids, and here's one example of them showing you how it starts. And they make it seem like this is all there is. Like it's not really much down there. This is all there is, man. Like, yeah, people be tripping. It ain't nothing down there for you to see. But supposedly there's a lot of tunnel systems to see. This is a diagram. It's going longer. It's further out. You know, this is one. I guess the transverse coming from the other side or whatever. In the end of the day, though, what you would have is this right here. You would have the diamond. That's what you're looking at. So that's like, if you can imagine the medical symbol on top of that, coming from this wing up to the top, and it's sort of capped right there, and you come down to this side of the wing and down to the bottom. That's what you got. You got you a little diamond. And this whole not having a top to the diamond, the cap being gone, the capstone gone, the stone that the builder refused, yeah, it's important. That represents your crown chakra. That's why in the medical symbol you have this ball on top representing the crown chakra. It's not your crown chakra. It's the chakra of the Baphomet. It's the Santa Claus fuzzball. That's what they're letting you know. And if you look at this whole symbol like a story, like a totem pole, if you start from the bottom, in the beginning, like you could say in the beginning, you got the earth. You got the North Pole here, the center of the foundation. That's what starts off the whole thing. And then you have the Naga, the balance. See, the North Pole is centered in balance. It's not tilted. You're not on some tilted space and you don't know what's going on and where you at and all this other stuff. Nah, you're not just floating through space. It's a solid foundation that keeps you tilted and centered. And what it is here, this is the Naga. This is us. This is us living here in balance with this place, the Nagas. Us being centered in balance, living in balance with nature, not harming this place, not harming ourselves, doing things to better ourselves, to raise. And see, the snakes going up is important. They're not going down. You never seen them going down. They're always rising up. Why? Because you're rising up to your higher self. That's what the Nagas are doing. They start down here in the bottom in the crown chakra, and you rise up. That's why the crown chakra is at the bottom. It's the root chakra. Excuse me, didn't mean the crown chakra. I meant the root chakra. Yeah, the red chakra, the root chakra. It's at the bottom. It's the root, man. That's where you start. That's the violence. That's the sex. That's the anger. That's all the aggression. That's the raw and better. That's all that extra stuff we be doing, man. Like a gorilla beating his chest to show his dominance. You know what I'm saying? Like the root chakra. The root chakra. The don't step on my shoes. That chakra, yeah. Don't touch me, yeah. That right there. See, it's always perpetrated on each other. We always point that aggression in the wrong direction. See, each other is not the ones that's the real problem. We don't see the problem because we divided. And as long as we stay divided, they can conquer us. You see what I'm saying? Everything is divide and conquer, and you got to start thinking of it in that way. It's divide and conquer. But the root chakra down here at the bottom, and we're rising up. We're trying to get to this higher version of ourselves, to get to this crown chakra. Right now, the crown chakra is topped off by this whole Baphomet thing, because most of what we do is backwards. We don't know that we shouldn't be doing a lot of things that we're doing. We think it's good. It's what we've been taught. It's what we've been grown up to know. What we have grown up to know. And as a society, it's usually most of what everybody does. Except we don't know there's any detriment to the whole thing. There's anything wrong with it whatsoever. And a lot of times it's promoted as one of the best things you could do. This is what you need to be doing. You go do this right here. And what you're doing right there is not really to the best well-being for you as a spiritual being. Put it like that. And I used to think all this spiritual stuff was some hooey-fooey, man. Religion, I ain't really rock with it. Wasn't no up whatsoever, man. It ain't made no sense to me. I was not on it. I did not dig it. Not whatsoever, man. I ain't believing this stuff. But like now, this whole spiritual side of things, I'm starting to see it more, and I understand it. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. You know what I mean? But and that's what you're doing when you're rising, when you're trying to rise and reach this high version of yourself. You're trying to reach that high. See, we are spiritual beings. We are beings of love. We are beings of kindness. We are beings of truth. And in this place that has been usurped and turned around against us, and we've been misinformed. And I quote Malcolm X the best I can. He said it the best. We've been led astray, run amok, bamboozled, hoodwinked, confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not who we supposed to be. And that's really what the whole purpose of the whole spiritual war. Like, if you like me, you probably heard about this spiritual war we're having since we were little. They talk about it in church sometimes. It's this whole angels, and it's this whole angels and demons having this war in heaven, or God's army having this war in heaven or whatever. And what I've come to find out is this war that we're having, this spiritual warfare, it starts right here, as above, so below. It starts right here in everything we doing, and the things we do in this world, they carry over to another world, to a world outside of this world. I will get into that later on, but let me get back to this medical symbol before I go too far off track. So the Nagas, what they're doing right here, they're rising up in consciousness is what they're doing. This is what people be talking about. Oh, I'm woke now, I'm conscious now. This is what they're all trying to do. They're trying to rise up. They're trying to get out of this root chakra, and you rise up through the different levels until you reach consciousness, until you reach this crown chakra. You see what I'm saying? Until you reach this right here. This is what you're trying to do. This is what you're trying to achieve in this world. And we came here to learn. And one of the things we need to learn, have to learn in this world is balance. Balance is what keeps your body healthy. This is what this whole symbol is about. This is homeostasis. This is balance within the body. This is what they actually trying to show you. They speaking to you in a language we don't understand, and they using the symbols to do it. You see what I'm saying? The symbols mean a lot. These little symbols put together right here, they mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? And let me show you something else, man. Like, I done broke down that symbol. Let me finish up. Let me finish up real quick. Okay, so you got the Nagas and the snakes, and they're trying to reach this this higher self and achieve balance and rise to the crown chakra. And you have these wings here. See, we reaching up. We trying to reach this crown chakra, and what these wings are is, this is a high realm. This is the mother goddess right here. This is what you told us. This is Ma'at right here. This is the high force that the spiritual morality that we follow, that we're reaching up to get to be. And this is the balance that we look to achieve. Just like these wings sitting here resting, like balanced and centered. They not moving. The pole is balanced and steady. Like everything is steady, balanced and centered. That's who we are. You hear a lot of these martial artists talk about this, like playing different sports. It's always about balance. It's always about balance. And see, in this totem pole that we call the medical symbol, what's capping us off is this Baphomet ball, this Santa Claus snowball, because that's really what this is right here. That's really what this is right here. We don't know it. See, this symbol look a lot like the cross. And they switching it up on us right now as we speak. Because in 2020, you was up in that place looking at this cross, talking about this my healer. This my healer right here. Jesus supposed to be your healer. When in time of sickness, Jesus supposed to be your healer. And this is what everybody was looking at. Instead, when it came time, when push came to shove and they scared you enough, what happened? What happened? You went and seen these people right here. See what I'm saying? You went to go see these people. You see how they switching it up on you? These became the healers. You see what I'm saying? And they slowly switching that thing up on you. Yeah, you go on Sunday and you'll worship and you give 10% to the other one. But when the push come to shove, this is who you really pay close attention to. Like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But this is what you pay close attention to. This right here. And this was the other thing I was gonna say about the diamond. Remember the diamond shape? You got the pyramid on top and you pyramid on bottom. You see them, and they using these symbols against us. Now, what I want you to take a look at is this quantum computer. This is what I want you to look at. This quantum computer right here. This is what they talking about is gonna. This image will work. This is good enough. This is what they talking about is gonna house the souls. Everybody's consciousness, you're going to be up in this joint right here. Hold up. Let me back up. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Messing up. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get what I want real quick. Let me just get through this. Quantum computer. And the quantum computer goes from the top down. This is not really the image I wanted to show you. It's a decent image, but can you see how it gets smaller at the bottom to where you got this large thing on top, this large piece on top, all the images, and you come down all the way to the small piece on bottom, almost like a pyramid upside down. This is the other half of the pyramid at the bottom of the pyramid. You see what I'm saying? And I know I'm not really fully explaining that. What I'm saying is like what the ancients did, the ancestors did, they learned how to cheat death. And I didn't think this was true at first, and it's looking more and more relevant because anything we do today has already been done before. Now this is the quantum computer. This is what they would be able to use to house the consciousness. When they start uploading into the metaverse and shooting people to Mars, uploading their consciousness, shooting them to Mars, and you may not be. Some people may not know what I'm talking about yet because they haven't been up on some of this tech stuff. But if you look at some of these websites and what some of these physicists are talking about, Kakao, or whatever his name is, like this is the type of stuff he's talking about. He's talking about shooting your consciousness to Mars. And this is the part I'm trying to warn people about. Because they think they're going to take this trip to Mars. Like it's literally people think they're going to take this trip to Mars. You ain't going to Mars. He's literally telling you your consciousness is going to go to Mars. And like what I'm saying is this quantum computer is going to hold that consciousness for you. That's what all the information is for. That's why they can predict what you're going to eat for breakfast 10 years from now and all this other stuff. And they working on trying to predict even more than that. So they can make a Grand Theft Auto of this world and put you in it. And you be in there with a bunch of NPCs for real. And you won't wake up. You see what I'm saying? Even if you do, ain't nobody going to be in there to be woke with your ass. It's just going to be you. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is this is the bottom half of that triangle, the bottom half of that pyramid. You see what I'm saying? This is Saturn, the god Saturn. That's what I see when I see the pyramid and the diamond. Like, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, you see this diamond here? It doesn't have the top. It's got the capstones cut off. That's the higher self. That's the consciousness right there. Now, if you were to split this in the middle and raise the bottom part up and lower the top part, you would end up with that 6-pointed star. Now, let me see if I can pull him up real quick. Let me see. Go to images. Oh, yeah, like, I don't want to miss it. This is Saturn right here eating the babies. Eating the babies now. This is Saturn. That's real important. All the children going missing now. You got to, please do not overlook that one. But this is not what I want to show you, though. I think we got it now. There we go. The god Saturn, the six-pointed star. Uh-oh. I'm still not pulling up what I want to find, but this is good enough. We'll show you. Like, this is what that diamond would look like. If you can take this triangle that's pointed down and this triangle that's pointed up, and you take this top part and push it all the way down to the bottom, that's what you get with the cross and the medical symbol. And when you raise it up, this is what you get. You get this six-pointed star, which is Saturn. Which I'm coming to find out is the god Renfran. This is their real god, and this is who they worship. But that's a whole nother story. We ain't gonna even jump into that right now just yet. Matter of fact, let me see. Did I go over everything? Mother goddess, the Decoded map. Oh, the black stone. That's what I wanted to talk about. See, what should be capping off this diamond? This diamond that you're looking at right here, what should be capping that off is the black stone. Like, this is the stone that the builder refused. And this is what I mean, because it's a cube, except it's not just a cube. The cross is a cube unfolded. Remember that. The cross is a cube unfolded, except it's not really just a cube. It's more than a cube. I want to believe this is called the Tesseract. If I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can look that up. But this is what I mean. When you turn a cube on an angle, this is what you would get. You would get that pyramid topping it off for to be the capstone. That's why this is up here with the cube. This is the corner of the cube, and that's what you would be doing. You would be capping it off. This will be considered. This is representation of the crown chakra. That's why you see them dudes wearing the cubes on their head with the yarmulkes with the little cube on their head. I thought I was gonna catch one of them up here real quick to show you. I had to go back and check that another day. But that's what I was trying to show you with the black cube. That's what should be topping off this diamond right here is the cube. You turn that on, and that would be the triangle at the top, representing the crown chakra. And that's the same thing as this mountain right here in the middle. Back up. This mountain right here in the middle, Mount Meru. It's called a lot of names, but Mount Meru. This mountain right here in the middle of this map. This is a map of the original, supposedly the original four lands. Go back to what I was looking at and show you the mysteries of the first ever map of the North Pole. Supposedly. And this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can zoom in on this some more. That's about the best you can get it, but if you go look at this map yourself, this land right here, you'll see that says Pygmy right there. That says Pygmy. But we don't want a free book, and we don't want to do none of that right now. I just wanted to show y'all that's what the black stone represents. That's what this ball on the medical symbol is representing, is that capping, that black stone capping off this. So you're not under your own mind, you're under the medical mind, the health mind that they give you. You see what I'm saying? That's what this symbol is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing this symbol right here says. Do not listen to your own mind. Follow that of the Lord. Listen to the book. Read the book. Do what the book says. Follow the rules. See what I'm saying? Don't think for yourself. That's what you're doing right here. And this, like I said, remember, this right here is a box. This is an unfolded box. When you fold all the sides, these two sides, this side and this side here go up, this side go up, and this side go up, and then this other part, it clip the top, go over the top, close it up. It's a box. You locked in box. You think inside of this box, inside of this cross right here, it's box. It's just all laid out. And that's a whole nother thing we're going to talk about too, man. The box you build for yourself, the box they put you in, the box you make for yourself. You love this box. You build your whole world around this box. Everything in your world revolves around the things in your box. That's why I just want to do a I forget his name, man. But yeah, locked in box. That's what he say. Locked in. But that's what you are. That's what people are. Locked in box. But anyway, thank you for. If you got this far, appreciate you watching the video, and we're gonna see you next time. Cole Brown out.